Hey guys, amazing news. We have just released 4.1. After what seems to be a really long time, we've now released 4.1 of KeepSpace platform. So in this video, as you can see, there's a whole range of chapters down below, and we're going to go through each of those different feature updates in a real big nutshell. 4.1 is like the view update. 4.2 is going to be the edit update. And 4.3 is going to be the create update. So what we're doing is we're allowing you guys to try and see all the different components. It's like just giving you the visualization. So 3.6 is still going to be very active with 4.1. 4.2 will allow you to edit the existing orders on the platform, but it won't let you create much. So the 3.6 will still be very active in regards to the 4.2 update. But 4.3 will allow you to have the forms where you'll be able to create all the orders, as well as then all the formulation. It will create all the customer inquiries. All those components will be in 4.3. So while we're focusing on 4.1, order view. In the previous 4.01, we had orders combined together, so it's just orders. But what we've decided to do was split apart orders to the outbound orders in its own group and inbound orders or receivables into another group list. So that way, when you look at it, you're able to get a little bit more information that doesn't have overlap when viewing the file. So if we click on outbound, you're going to be able to get a pretty quick list of all the different orders and get some quick visuals of the updates. We've added this new progress bar. Each stage of the order, it's going to be able to show you a percentage progress of how it's going inside of KeepSpace. You're also going to be able to know the quantity of the products, and you're also going to get a bit of a color variation based on what's actively happening in the order. Another thing is we're adding in types. This will be the first implementation of it. Majority of everything is going to be standard, but as we move into the further versions, you're going to be able to see some other variations like duplicate orders, back orders, draft orders visible here. There's going to be two options as well. Everything here, the tooltips that you see, they're going to start having the version number that's going to be added to it of when you can expect that feature, when it's to become available for you to use, and it's going to show here on the platform itself. This will be really helpful. Trying to keep in line with KeepSpace's culture and its transparency of how we want to reflect as if you're in the warehouse with us. What we've done is we've put in a structure of a time frame, as well as a sequence steps of how we're progressing with the order itself inside the warehouse. So you can see there's info, there's unbatched, there's batched, picking, picked, packing, packed, shipping, processed. For everyone out there who wants to intervene when the process is still going through, be aware that once it starts going through picking, through the pack, that's kind of it's on its own way in getting processed through. But when it's also at packed, that's where you can start inquiring about quote prices and knowing what's the weight of all the boxes together. So if you wanted to quote references to the order itself, that's the stage where you'll be able to see that come through. The turnaround time, this chart here is a brand new thing that we wanted to put in. Here, we can see here that the order came in at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's been batched out at 10, got picked at 12, 12:20. It was all sorted out for packing, and it was all packed by 1:51. It's ready to ship, ready for receivable at 1:48 Perth's warehouse. That order was done in 4.5 hours, based on when it was received the information to where it's ready to go out the door. If we go to another example here, similar sort of time frame. So the idea is to show you guys how fast or how slow we are doing in regards to fulfilling the orders. It's just our way of being able to show you guys how we're trying to be transparent with you, let you know what's happening in real time within the warehouses of both Melbourne and Perth. The next part onto the order is being able to see the products. We've really been focusing on that type. So if it's a base unit, a box, a carton, a pallet, we're able to show you the reflections of that different type of unit within the product itself. Shows you how many's in the order, the value of that. Shipping pages have taken a little bit of a cleanup. We've been a little bit more specific on the details so you guys have more information about it. You can see the customer information is pretty clear. Address information is pretty straightforward. You do have an easier way to see the track. It's the same as 3.6, but shipping method is now something that's a bit more detailed. telling you which warehouse it is, did it get insurance, what's the duties if it was an international one, what's the shipping method that was utilized to process the order, so that there is a clear understanding on both sides. And then of course, this new one here, which is about the parcels. How many boxes have been shipped out of this order? What's the weight? Type of box did it? What size is it? And so if you're at a stage where you're doing really large retail shipments, you're going to be able to see this big long list. Most orders won't have it. They'll just get packed and shipped really quickly. But for those larger guys who are using this service and they need to know all the pallet sizes, you're going to be able to get a full inventory breakdown of what those parcels are going to look like. So that's going to be a big update. Chat's still the same. Information between the order itself, super straightforward. And of course, pricing. It's adding in not only the value of the sale, it's also adding in the product value based on what you've put on the system, fulfillment, shipping, and then the margin remaining in the business model that you have in this sale. Invoice list. If you click on the top right-hand corner, you're going to open up the settings menu. This is where you'll be able to see your settings choices. Down here, you'll be able to see billing. Now, inside of billing, it's going to open up all the invoices that we have sent out to you guys, and you'll be able to review each of those two options within the breakdown or the tax invoice. The tax invoice is what comes from QuickBooks as the generic summary document, but the breakdown will be able to give you the detail of what's there. Now, I'm very much aware that this tax breakdown is a terrible document. It's taken back from the version 2. No, sorry, it's still from version 1.9. It's really, really old. So we are having on that a view breakdown that's going to be coming up with the updates to be able to be more easier to transcribe and read and use for accounting purposes. Right now, it's been sufficient to use this shitty one for a really long time. Be aware, it's going to come forward. The other thing too is the proposal document. Now we recognize it's a little bit hidden, so we're changing it up by changing the coloring. But if you click on the plan in the top left-hand corner, it will be able to bring up the proposal that was initially provided way back when you first joined KeepSpace. So if you ever want to reference your proposal document, that's where it is. It's under the plan. You just literally click on it and away you go. All right, the next feature is the wallet view. This particular one, I've been working really hard to get this out, and thankfully it's now here. So same as the invoice list view, cog in the top right hand corner, you're going to bring up the settings options. You're going to be able to see just below billing is wallet. Now in wallet is where all the credits are applied. Under here, every time we have made mistakes or we have found credit from carriers, the credits will be applied into your wallet. What it will look like is, as you can see in here, there is a credit list and then there is a debit list. These currently are a little bit off. This number is actually belonging to this list, and this number is belonging to this list. What I might do is I might just work on the headers to go across to be in center with the numbers. So forgive me if they're a little bit off in the initial release. We'll get it cleaned up. But the purpose of it is that the debits are where they've been deducted out of the wallet into the invoices, and credits are credits that KeepSpace has applied to the account. So if we look at this one here, see this $11.66. It was done because Australia Post Postage had done a refund for a specific order, and therefore it's been applied to the account. And so in here, you're going to be able to see the descriptions. If I open up then the debit below that, it's the invoice payment. So you'll be able to keep a ledger and a record of these variations and changes, all those fights that we're doing on your behalf for those transactions. You're going to be able to see those records in here so that you'll be able to be aware of when they were completed or still under investigation or whatever it be. Your balances are at the top as well. And of course, it goes over the entire lifetime of the account. Suppliers list view. Down here, we're going to have suppliers that you put into our organization to help us know when the goods arrive, who is the guys that we should be seeing on the document. And then clicking on those organizations, we're able to have a basic understanding of what it is and then what products come through. Now, right now, the link of connecting the products to the supplier is not there. It's still going to be developed. I don't know which version that's going to come out in, but it's definitely going to be visible there. Be aware, you can action this by when you have made a product and you want to link it to your supplier, you can do that. The point of only doing that is genuinely to make it easier for the inbound team, the team that's receiving your goods, to find your goods if they lack barcodes or confirmation of information in the warehouse. The faster the team is able to source information to know about the products, the easier it will be for the products to get completed and processed and added to your storage. It's a team effort. Every little bit that you do definitely helps. Customers. Now, customers is usually pretty empty. Not many people use this one, but if you do have some retailers, this is usually a good place to place it. Every time you make an order, having to pre-fill that retailer's details in again, mostly for B2B. Effectively, as you can see, it's not really much here to show, but it's there. Category list is the next one. Now in category list, what you'll find is under spaces, under bundles, you'll have category list. On 3.6, as you know, you had like a category list. You could choose a color, choose your products that link to that category. The only thing you really can do in here is see this list. The ability to edit is 4.2, so clearly you're not going to be able to do much here, nor can you delete it. It's just available for you to see. The colors can still be changed in 3.6, and that change in 3.6 will show here on 4.1. What we're going to be looking at doing, just so you have an awareness, when you make those changes and the colors are added, those colors under the category in the products page, they're going to be like little tags. You're going to have a little bit more color flair. Filter update. The filter update has gone through a fair bit of change in both the order pages as well as in the product page. Now, under the product page, you're going to notice that when you click on it, it will stay open. This will work really well for a mobile view as well for a desktop view. If you click outside of it, it's going to close it up. And let's just say we're choosing a category from the list and that through and do the search. It's going to create an option for you to be able to see the different items, if it's got stock or not, and click it through and get a filter breakdown of what's available to you. When you've chosen something inside the low stock quality or one of the features in here, it's going to eliminate and limit the ability to see everything else. It's something I'm working on. I'm not a fan of it, but just bear with me for it. The only way to get it all back is you just clear the filter, and then all the features will be available to you. We're just testing a different functionality and we're recognizing there's some limitations for it. If you go to the orders filter and you click inside there, you'll notice it's a different type of filter structure. From the top of the list of the orders filters, you're going to be able to see the location. Now, if you've got both warehouses active, you're going to see both locations there. You're going to be able to see all the different statuses of where the orders are located. The date set ranges are kind of pre-filled in, but if you want to see a certain specific period and how many orders you did, you can certainly do so. Under the shipping carrier section, you're going to be able to see all the different carriers that we have contracts with and who we can utilize and work with if you want to exercise a different organization for your orders. And of course, address validation. For those guys who get confirmations in the chat message saying the address validation isn't working, can you please address it? And now you can do so through here. And you can search it up, find out very quickly which ones are relevant, off you go. That's pretty much most of the updates that we've got. Now, just a little sneak peek here for you. You can see that we have drafts, something we're going to be releasing in 4.4, and returns. We're going to be adding in a huge function update where the returns are going to be an additional improvement of our services to you guys, but we're going to build the functionality into it first, and then we're going to be able to release this and do a little bit more than our current structuring of just like taking your stuffs in, putting it into the return boxes. But more on that when we get there. I hope this has been a really good update for you guys. Thank you so much if you got to this point of the video to watch all this through. If you got to this point in the video and there's anything you would love to give us some feedback in, please either write in the comments below or of course, send us an email and let us know what you think. Because as you know, we're always trying to improve the system. We're always trying to work forward on this platform. And your feedback on these, on the progress that we're trying to do is always very, very valuable to us. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next update.